Alrighty guys, welcome to today's League of Legends stream. We had a little stream issue a second ago. Apologize for that to everyone, but we are now going to take a look at the draft here. There's a chance I'll be getting joined by a special guest a little later on in our activation games here. But for now, it's just me, Bjorddd, casting this one, coming back for another semester of Tarleton League of Legends and some new players and some old faces playing some new roles. Nevertheless, it's going to be great and it's going to be interesting as we take a look at the draft, which has already started. Felios, Rek'Sai, Milio bans for the side of Tarleton. Mundo, Swain, Volibear for KU, Kansas. And both teams are going to elect to lock in the ADC support early on in our draft. Be a first pick Varus for Tarleton. Kind of one of those tank shredding ADCs. Very strong pick in the current meta. Paired with a Soraka for healing. We have John and Misfortune on the other side. Can't really ever go wrong with an MF pick these days. And Tarleton for their third pick will go ahead and secure that jungle. It'll be Sejuani for Big China 63, the newbie playing the jungle role for Tarleton this semester as he makes his debut today. Prefers some of those tankier junglers typically. So you'll see the Sedge, which kind of got premiered a little bit last semester as well. Will be a follow-up pick from the Galio. Which is likely going to be in mid lane. Can be flex top, but more often than not, Galio. If you see that locked in, it's going to be in mid. Final two bans for each side here. We start off with Lux for Kansas. I believe Tarleton might have intended the ban as we check the league chat here. It's a Yorick ban. There you go. And Scion is going to be the ban choice for the side of KU, which is one of the notable champs in the pool of Mr. Gold, which is going to be the new top laner this semester for Tarleton. Trying to follow in the steps of Mascara, who's actually going to be playing the ADC role this semester, replacing the graduated PowPow. Final ban for Tarleton is going to be the J4. As we take a look and see what the pick is going to be. Wow, we get a Sylas. And there's a chance that could be a Sylas jungle. I've seen it played a few times recently. It's definitely a possibility. But again, another one of those picks that can kind of be flexed. It all really depends on what this final pick is going to be for KU before I really figure out what the composition is going to look like for them. In the meantime, Tarleton are going to make their final two picks here. It'll be the Nasus classic pick for Gimmick to Mimic. As he will look to lock that one in mid lane. And we'll see the top lane pick for Tarleton and Mr. Gold with Scion taken off the board. Have to weigh their options. A few more of those tankier. And there you have it. It'll be Tom Kinch. So Tarleton finalizing their composition here. It'll be KU to decide what they want to pick into this Kench. Unless it is the Galio top lane, which I don't suspect. Final couple seconds here in the draft. And let's see it. It'll be Garen. Wow, very interesting. With everything locked in here, that is pretty much almost guaranteed to be a Sylas jungle. So let me go ahead and swap my screen back here. Love reading the chat. Good to see you guys too. And we get to see the debut of a few of these players. Mr. Gold getting an opportunity for the Tarleton Purple squad. Val the Grand, Gimmick the Mimic, our two veterans on the squad. Mascara playing an entirely different role. And finally, Big China in the jungle as another debut. And I know you guys know how much I love the League client, so hopefully it doesn't fail me this semester. We're about to find out, of course. But here we go. Picks are all getting locked in. And yes, I know the screen looks a little goofy. The League client, for whatever reason, tends to do this. But when you load into game, it goes back to normal, so don't worry about it. For those who aren't familiar, this was an issue all of last year as well. And another thing to note about these league drafts is there is spectator delay, so once these agents and runes are finalized, I said agents like I'm playing Valorant, right? Champions and runes are finalized, some spells, all of that. We'll have a 3-minute spectator delay, and we will get right into the game. And if any of y'all remember from prior semesters during the spectator delay, I like to bring up certain champions and kind of how they work for both sides, just to kind of as a time filler. So I'll be more than happy to do that here, as well as it says we're waiting for spectator delay. That's a new one. Hasn't really started the countdown. Hopefully everyone is loading in properly, or hopefully this is not another League client issue. It is not. Okay, so 2-minute spectator delay. There you go. Looks like everything's all good. Had to hold my breath for a second, but seems like we're okay. Now, first I wanted to get into the Tom Kench, because that's a kind of unique pick, at least for Tarleton. It's not something we saw. It's not really in Mascara's champ pool, so it's not something you see from him any of the prior semesters. Tom Kench, definitely one of those tankier picks. It can be flexed in support as well. If you're able to stack his Q onto an enemy champion, that's where a lot of your damage comes from. It also allows you to stun, so you have a lot of CC there. And then once you hit level 6, if you have all those stacks, I believe it's 3, you can then use your ultimate. And a lot of Tom Kench players, what they like to do is pull their opponent under tower. And for the pick I want to highlight for on the KU side will be the Silas, which is actually going to get played in jungle, which is a recent meta thing. I remember when Darius jungle was meta at a point of last year. Might have been an entire year ago, I think, not even last semester. But it's one of these assassin type picks. Silas is able to steal the ultimate of any one of the players from Tarleton. So that could be Nasus, Tom Kench, Sejuani, Soraka, any of them. Silas can pull it and use it for himself. So it's a very unique character. I'm interested to see how KU choose to make that work in their comp. I'm sure it'll be very useful for team fighting if you think about it. That's Sejuani ult, Soraka even. I think Nasus ult will be a little less common of a steal, but any of these other ones are pretty much fair game. And we're about to hop into game. 5 seconds now, as we get started with our first game of activation for this new league team. Very exciting stuff. I'm always crossing my fingers when with this league client, but shouldn't be giving me any issues today, I hope. There you have it. We are in. Get to see the cosmetics for all the players. Not too shabby. Just gonna tab out real quick. Alrighty, guys. Let's get started. We tab back into game. Awesome.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
See if there's any kind of it doesn't really look like it. Everyone kind of in their set positions at the moment.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Oh, it's going to be maybe a late invade. They were kind of just face checking to see if Big China was nearby. Raptors are going to get warded. So information there has been gathered onto starting position of Big China as he makes his way through his bot side camps. Both jungles will be starting from opposite sides. Here's Silas pathing his way towards bot lane. Big China going towards top. As the laning phase is set to begin. Really excited to see how Mascara performs in this new role. Along with Val the Grand. See if he picked up anything from his former captain. And very talented ADC player, little PowPow. And what better champion than Varus? So we get a little bit of early level 1 fighting. Val the Grand, the enemy support, really trading for that. That's the exhaust pop from Val the Grand. Unfortunately, first blood going to get found by Marcin Scoot. And first kill will be going over to KU. Val the Grand clearly willing to play aggressive. Unfortunately, is punished there. But Mascara is somewhat rewarded. Hits level 2 first. He's going to look to all in here. But both flashes are going to get traded out, and I don't think Mascara has any way of surviving. No, he does not. One more auto attack should do it, and Marcin Scoot is off to an amazing start. 2-0. Early trouble in bot lane for Tarleton. But, of course, still an opportunity to potentially maybe turn things around as this game continues. Varus is for sure one of those hard-scaling champs, as most ADCs are. So I wouldn't count him out of it too early. But not expecting too many more kills to be happening until we start viewing these objectives. Until these objectives start spawning, excuse me. Gimmick building up a pretty massive wave here to try and get a potential reset, but Galio's having none of it. He will thin it out. Both bot lanes matching the level 3. Unfortunately, they're at a summoner spell disadvantage, only with Val the Grand's flash available to them. But Misfortune having both the barrier and the flash is quite trouble. Gimmick gonna get CC chained. He is forced to ghost away, but he will be able to keep his life. Pretty nice gank there from the Silas, 2 queens. In the meantime, not too much action from Big China as he gets in his first reset after doing a full clear. He is going to path his way towards the bot lane as Mascara and Val the Grand are in a bit of trouble getting pushed in. And with Misfortune still with both summoners available, I believe Big China might have been spotted on vision here. So I don't know if he has an angle for a gank. Yep, it looks like enemy bot lane is more than aware of it. So they will go ahead and back up towards their own tower. But in the meantime, pretty much as I had assumed, pretty slow developing game. It will be Mascara and Val the Grand to hit level 4 first. which will be matched by Marson shortly after. Bjorddd once again in trouble. Gonna be forced to use his flash. A nice root landed. Mascara doing pretty massive amounts of damage to this Misfortune, but he has to remember, barrier's still up. This is by no means a guaranteed kill. But a good combo from Mascara to try and level this one out. Garen fighting into a pretty big wave against Mr. Gold, but Mr. Gold's running pretty low on mana. And unfortunately, Bjorddd caught once again. It is Marson to have all 3 kills for the side of KU so far, as his Misfortune continues to rack up the gold. First Drake has spawned in. It's going to be warded by KU. So no Tarleton moves to there first. Big China looking for a mid gank angle. Galio is pretty low on mana. Here comes Gimmick with the Qs. Follow up CC. And unfortunately, Bjorddd yoinks that kill. But nevertheless, it is still a frag for the Tarleton. It's the first one of the semester. A nice gank angle from Big China. Bjorddd looking a bit caught out here. Big China's going to look to save him. It's actually going to be a nice amount of damage, but Silas is going to go and steal a little. Big China with a nice flash. And he should be able to get out of there scot-free. In the meantime, Mascara looking to put in damage, but going to get flashed on by the Silas and taken out by Marson. So Misfortune, as I'm kind of forgetting sometimes I need to be pulling up the scoreboard. But if you take a look at it here, 4-0 Misfortune to start out. Behind by a little bit of CS, but not a lot. Oh, Garen might be in trouble. Oh, if that Q was able to connect, I believe Mr. Gold could have all-in. Unfortunate, but a nice try. He's going to go ahead and just push this wave in, nevertheless. I am actually... I believe my co-caster is here. Hello.
Howdy, what's up?
So I am joined today by little PowPow, our former team captain, ADC last semester. Very good to have you on broadcast now.
Oh yes, it's a great place to be. I can't wait to watch our Texans play tonight. I've been waiting for this, but sadly the Wi-Fi went out 10 minutes beforehand, but we got to fix.
Let me see if I can adjust your volume a
For
little
now.
bit. But yeah, good to have you here. Let's see. Put you here. And we'll turn this up a little bit. Okay. Let's get back in the game. Gimmick gonna be forced to pop the ultimate, looking to run away from the Galio taunt, but he is gonna get caught by it. Let's see if he's able to live. Looks like he's fine. In the meantime, tower dive attempt being made on the Misfortune, and a nice kill there from Mascara. More team fighting happening as we jump straight back into the action. Gimmick's gonna be the target, but he gets saved by Mr. Gold. This looks like a great fight to Tarleton, and KU are forced to retreat. Amazing job.
You see there, that one team fight already shifted the gold back to Tarleton's side, now up 800 or 900 gold, which is already a better spot than they were just a few moments ago.
You'd argue a somewhat slow start here in the bot lane, as the Misfortune was able to find a few catches, start off to quick 4-0, gathering all the kills for KU, but very quickly that is turned on its head as Mascara is now level up and able to secure 2 plates following that dive. So very well done.
Yeah, with
from our
that gold
Texans.
lead, he's just gonna hyper accelerate. I mean, he's going the on-hit Varus build. I just played that recently today. It feels very good. I've been seeing it in pro play as well. So if he can just get his items, he's gonna scale very hard.
And that is the goal for Tarleton here, scaling your composition. As everyone knows, Nasus to be one of those scaling champs as well. One of Gimmick's favorites.
Yeah. I was pleased to see Nasus, or sorry, Gimmick back on the Nasus. It was a classic for Tarleton.
But now with those grubs taken, Tarleton securing 2 of them. As well as that first Drake going for KU. Things start to slow down once again as we head towards the 10-minute mark, or just past the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, I think getting the grubs over the dragon is definitely better for Tarleton here. Just having Nasus be able to split push whenever he wants or group up. So having those grubs will definitely help them out here.
KU gonna take.
Looks like nothing too much going on.
Yeah,
What's
it'll
that?
take their timing to get a plate. Go ahead and back off. But yeah, not too much going on the map. Still a minute 40 for the second Drake. I'm noticing massive amounts of damage in these short trades for the Tahm Kench in top lane.
Yeah, he's one of those champions where he may look super tanky, but man, he does have the damage to back it up.
Grand gonna go ahead and
got
pop the
exhaust
exhaust
coming
and the
out.
root. Big China with the follow-up. It looks like Marson's not gonna be able to escape. The ultimate to secure in Big China with his first frag in his debut.
A huge kill right there. Not be able to... Misfortune saving her flash for Dragon was pretty smart, but still getting that another kill onto Tarleton's side is going to be massive. Ooh, that E just eating that Garen ult right there. Very nice. Well played by Mr. Gold.
Yeah, and unfortunately for KU, not able to capitalize on that gank in top lane. They're going to trade flashes. And yeah, the Garen are just completely insignificant. Valdegrand putting more pressure here in bot lane. Gimmick gonna look to get the save. A nice eat there from the Tahm Kench. Gimmick might be able to clean up. Galio ultimate's also gonna be utilized. We'll see if he's able to 1v2 this. Garen's gonna be the target. Forced to flash away, and yeah, Gimmick doing massive amounts of damage. Has both these players on the run. Might be able to catch the Galio. And he will.
That's massive for Gimmick right there. Already, just Mr. Gold being able to buy every second, that precious time, he's able to outlive long enough just so Gimmick can come up there and easily clean up, securing not only multiple kills, but also all their summoners, so they won't have the Galio ult for Dragon, or they won't have Silas Flash or Garen Flash.
Yeah, amazing job. I believe upon basing here, Nasus will be close or will have that full Trinity Force, which is a nice power spike.
Yeah, an extra free 2 plates on the Nasus as well. With all those extra stacks he got from last hitting them with his Q, he's going to be a really beefy boy at this dragon fight.
And I suspect he's going to go ahead
We'll
and
also
get that
say
reset
earlier-
now. Go ahead.
We'll say earlier they had 2 people building Heartsteel already, so you're going to see a lot of stacking on Tarleton's side. They're really playing for this long con.
Yeah, you'll have to see it. Mascara wasting no time there. Going to go ahead and flash. Probably the right decision. Able to keep himself up before this dragon fight happens.
Interesting that Nasus is choosing to stay topside here for the dragon fight. I guess they might just look to give it here and just look to scale later until they're even more stronger to put up a solid fight.
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like here. Tahm Kench seems a little bit interested, but is going to go ahead and walk back to mid lane.
Mr. Gold going in, getting some free damage. Half an HP bar for 0 damage taken. Insane trade right there.
Yeah, neither team really wanting to approach the Drake just yet, but now Nasus has went ahead and rotated, so it might be Tarleton's opportunity to go ahead and go for this one, especially seeing Garen on the map. Varus is going to be the target. I don't think Mascara's way out. No flash. He's going to be taken down first, but we'll see if Tarleton are able to win this fight still. Nasus goes in with the ultimate. Massive amounts of damage. A good ultimate connected by Big China, taking out Silas. Next target's going to be Galio. He will fall. Tarleton with 2 early kills, and this fight looks good for them. Big China still going in.
Even forcing the Garen to TP down.
It almost seems too late for KU. This Drake is going to be for Tarleton, and they will walk away scot-free.
And they thought they had an early pick on Mascara there, using all their ultimates, but little do they know, the true threat was Gimmick the Mimic, coming in, just clearing them all with his ult and Qs.
In a composition like Tarleton, you want to have multiple win cons like that. And that fight looked very good, despite all the everything being dumped on the Varus, like you said.
Yeah, it looks like they were able to pick up a tier 1 bot lane, giving them another feat. It looks like, do you know who got the first 3 kills of the game? I wasn't here for that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just curious, do you know who got the first 3 kills of the game for the feat?
Oh, that would definitely be the Misfortune. A few early kills in the lane. So that would be Marcin, the ADC.
So it looks like they were able to secure their feat of warfare with that first tower blood down in bot lane. But interestingly, it looks like Otacon's going to be spawning on the top side of the map. So hopefully we'll be able to see Mr. Gold provide some pressure so they can try to look for that objective.
Mr. Gold is going to be under a little bit of pressure here as he gets stacked on and swallowed by Silas. Don't know if he has a way out of this one, and yeah, Garen Ultimate will finish it off. But in the meantime, Gimmick finding a catch onto the ADC, so it goes 1 for 1.
So fun to be the ADC. Just barely get in range of Nasus. He just W's you and 3 Qs and you're dead. Much outplay.
Yeah, not a chance, especially not with the flash unavailable. Now, unfortunately, Val the Grand seems to be a little bit caught out. Mascara going to do what he can to save him, but taunt lands, and that will finish him off. 2 queens. But they do get both flashes for it.
Yeah, at least they are still in a pretty good position. 1,500 gold up on the other team, looking pretty solid here. Gimmick just looking to keep stacking. He's just going to get stronger throughout the game, as we know as he does.
Take a look. He's up about 40 CS and 4 frags. Looking good for the Nasus.
Varus already has his Bork. As soon as he can get his Rage Blade, which I believe he's building now, he's going to be pumping out a lot of damage himself. Especially on the enemy side there, they have a lot of melee champions. So hopefully that'll just be beneficial for the Varus to be able to kite them, and his ult should have a great value this game. Especially, it looks like no one's choosing to build Merc Treads, which might be the biggest counter to Varus and Sejuani, and Nasus W. But thankfully, it looks like they're all just going to their regular boots.
Definitely something worth noting as this game continues on. 2 minutes here before the third Drake. China's going to clear out the remainder of his top side. And Mr. Gold going to go ahead and move into bot lane. Then you have Gimmick lane against this Garen.
Yeah, I think the next big play here is going to be where Silas decides to put down his Herald. So you'll be seeing that within the next few minutes to try and look to secure a tower. But so far, Tarleton's just farming and holding their waves good, so they don't really have any openings yet. I gotta say, that new Varus skin, the T1 Varus, is so clean. Gotta be one of my favorite ones out of that set.
Yeah, definitely a fan of the entire set as a whole. Pretty nice all the way around. Yeah, the Varus skin up there is one of the better ones. Oh, I don't know if Misfortune canceled the ult there, or...
Yeah, she pressed it and then instantly clicked to move or something, and stopped her from ulting. I think if her ult fully went through, it could have possibly killed Val, especially with her Collector, but he lives to see another day.
Lucky break there for Val the Grand, our beloved support.
It's pretty interesting seeing them play a little passive. They both got their heart steals, but not many stacks on that yet. They just haven't been able to do too many fights. Looks like we're gonna miss the ult mid lane, but all good. No objectives currently up. Looks like Otacon's gonna be spawning soon, so Mr. Gold's probably gonna try to get some pressure topside.
Love to see the aggressiveness out of Big China, looking to find that one. They're gonna get the flash out of the Janna, and it's gonna be 2 queens to try and go in. Oh man, so much action going on. Gimmick's gonna go ahead and pop the ult and Ghost. Look to chase down 2 queens into the enemy jungle. Gonna land the Wither, but not look to chase any further. And yeah, no kills are gonna result out of this for either side.
A lot of summoners used, but yeah, everyone just lives. Just barely. Looks like we're gonna have Dragon and Otacon up at the same time, so wonder to see if the teams are gonna split up and just trade the objectives, or if we're gonna see another team fight happen.
Tarleton gaining somewhat priority on the Drake. As you can see, a lot of KU are already moving towards the direction of the Otacon. A few pings coming through as well. See if we get a likely trade of objectives here. That seems to be exactly what's going to happen. Otacon for the second Drake for Tarleton is a Cloud Soul.
I mean, every drag Tarleton secures is just an extra 5 minutes they buy, not having to worry about Dragon Soul. Especially Cloud Soul this game would be massive for Tarleton. We've seen Gimmick to Mimic use it so much last year. Whenever he gets Cloud Soul, pops that Nasus ult, can just run down the entire enemy team. And they don't have an exhaust or anything to stop them, just Janna ult. But you also have other big threats, such as Mr. Gold. He's just going to get in there, do Tom Kench things, and start damaging the entire backline. So I just can't wait to see how these later team fights are going to play out. It's like we're all just going back to farming for a little bit. Nothing too crazy. I like how passive Tarleton's playing when their ults are down. They know they're a really ult-heavy team this game, and so they're just waiting for the right moments they want and play it on their terms, which is great to see.
Absolutely. Big China looking to maybe find a potential catch here, but it might be him to be the one caught up. Valdegrand gonna do what he can to save him. Oh, massive amounts of damage being dealt, and he is going to unfortunately concede that shutdown to Misfortune. He will drop. And there you have it.
There comes the Herald now. Yeah.
Rift Herald going to be spawned off of that kill. See what Tarleton can do to defend. Likely going to have to give this tier 1. Herald should drop before the tier 2. Oh. KU
Looks
will
like
go ahead
they're
and
just gonna
abandon
leave it back in mid lane. Yeah.
Thought we might get
I did a
something
quick
cool.
Yui. Oh yeah, we can see Mascara. He just finished his Rage Blade recently, so he's already on his next type of power spike. So this next fight, as long as Tarleton's able to get an ulti or two down on the enemy and played on their terms, it should be pretty good for them. But still up 1k gold even after the tower fight mid lane. Looking good though.
Yeah, not bad at all. Down a little bit of XP in top lane, I'd say. We had a little 2-level gap, but nothing that Tom Kinch can't rebuild just by farming here in the side lane.
Yeah, thankfully Tom Kench is just one of those champions where you can be down XP, but your champion still has mega value with his ult being able to save any teammate, or even just getting a pick on the enemy team. Just having a tank is always just a solid pick in the top lane.
I even mentioned too during the draft that it is often flex support. I don't know about in matches as much, but definitely in just your random ranked games.
Yeah, Tom Kench is still a very good support. I'm not too for sure if it's in a Val's Champion, but it might be. He might have picked it up just to have a flex, because that always makes drafts a little easier, being able to trade around a champion and having it in the best lane possible.
About 1:40 here on the 4th Drake. Tarleton, if they're able to grab that one, will put them on soul point. And Barrett also will be spawning in 30 seconds. Ult connects from Big China here.
Looks like
we'll see if they're able to close the gap. Doesn't really seem like it. Root's going to land onto Mascara. He'll flash out of the MF ult. Tarleton going to do a bit of chasing, but I don't know. Actually, Gimmick is here. Oh, and Silas might have gotten a little over-eager. He's going to have to flash now. But Gimmick, he's going to continue to chase, but not going to quite catch up to them. So, again, No kills for either side, but a couple summoners are out.
Yeah, you can see how damaging that Wither is. Just putting on the Silas made it so he couldn't get out of the Tahm Kench knock-up. I kind of like this CC combo they got on Tarleton's end. Just Wither one target, and then either Sejuani or Tahm Kench jump onto them and just keep chaining it.
Yeah, chain CC, a big advantage of a few of these champions in Tarleton's comp, along with the Nasus Wither slows.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much Silas jungle. I know it's been played recently, but whenever I first saw it, it was 80 Silas jungle. So I don't know if AP is just a different version or if it works just as well. Do you have any insight on that?
I don't know anything about the new meta Silas jungle. I brought it up during the draft too, as it's something kind of newer as well. But yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah, very interesting, but it's still pretty decent this game. The Silas ult having a lot of value, especially because Tarleton does have very strong ults on their side. But it looks like, oh, they might just trade Dragon for Baron here.
Yeah, it seems to be the play. And this Varus definitely shreds through it. So should have more than enough time to secure this one before KU are able to move into position. See if we get any kind of team fighting after if Tarleton just choose the backport.
Oh, the Jan is using Flash.
Seems like Val the Grand's going to be able to get out of there. See if KU chooses to chase. Root does connect onto MF. We'll see if Tarleton look to go in off that. Just a little bit of chip damage, no commitment. And all the players of Tarleton will just go ahead and get their base.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good trade for them. As you can see, their gold advantage just went up so much because every player gets 300 gold from killing the Baron, as well as XP. So that alone can just easily change these next few fights. And since Tarleton's already up some dragons, they don't mind giving one away.
There you have it. Varus closing in on his third item. MF already having that Infinity Edge. So she'll surely be most of the damage for the side of KU.
Looks like Tarleton's already playing against that, building plenty of armor. As you can see, Sejuani and Tahm Kench kind of are mimicking each other, building the same items. But they are good this game. And Gimmick the Mimic with his Frozen Heart is definitely going to make it very annoying for Misfortune and Silas in these team fights.
Absolutely. And as you can see, Tarleton using that Baron, excuse me, Baron buff to their advantage, able to take that mid tier 2. Gimmick's going to be the target. He's going to pop ultimate immediately. You'll see how long he's able to buy time for his team. Wow, that Q absolutely shredding through Garen.
Holy!
Ridiculous out of Gimmick as he moves to 5-0.
Oh, he destroys these towers as well. Gimmick just taking over. They just 1v2s them and just says, "Team, get on my back and follow me."
Don't know if KU are going to have an answer. Gimmick's taking the tower for his team. Immediately eliminated 2 queens. He might fall now. Well, let's see what the rest of Tarleton are able to accomplish. Mascara putting in massive amounts of work. Exhaust going to be used on the Galio. He will fall. Mascara landing the kill onto Marcin. And it might be an ace here for Tarleton, as the last player remaining is the Janna, forced to back off. Tarleton might be looking for the end.
Amazing team fight right there. They had to use everything just to get Gimmick, but in that meantime, Mr. Gold just dives into the back line, ults the Misfortune, spits him right in front of Varus, says, "Here's a free meal," and Tarleton's able to take game 1.
There you have it. Activation game number 1 goes in favor of Tarleton's. They defeat KU here off of that amazing play from Gimmick the Mimic. And as you can see, he led the way in damage for Tarleton. Seeing at a comfortable 5-1, level 17 Nasus. I don't even want to know how many stacks. An amazing job from our guys here in our first game. And I believe we play against different opponents, at least for this activation schedule, if I'm not mistaken. So we should be playing a different opponent next, and I'm going to find out when that game will be. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and cut us to break, and we will be back momentarily.
And I think it's time for you to Sound waves reaching the microphone are changed into impulses of electric current.
No need to worry about your pre-recorded music tapes being accidentally erased. It can't happen.
I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to focus everything inside me now. Full speed ahead. Far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to focus everything inside me now. Full speed ahead. Far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed now. Full speed, got the pedal down. Full speed now. Yeah. Full speed now. Full speed, got the pedal down. Full speed now. Yeah.
All the choices you made, did you make them again? All the lies that you told, did you believe in them? All the choices you made, did you make them again? All the lies that you told, did you believe in them? Did you make them again? All the choices you made, did you make them again?
All the choices you made, did you make them again?
touchy make them again.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope y'all got comfortable. Enjoyed game number 1, as Tarleton were able to take that one pretty easily, I might say. But nevertheless, we're heading into game 2 for activation here against Boston University, as we take a look at the draft.
Yeah, great game 1. Now, of course, the enemy team, I don't know if they know what we played last game, so Nasus might be able to sneak through again, possibly get in Gimmick's hand. So that is his favorite champion. So far, Janna brand bans. I don't know who they're targeting. Might be Val here. I know he loves to play those champions, especially in solo queue.
Yeah, seems to be the case. Nevertheless, final ban for both sides here. We look at a Swain likely for Gimmick. And final ban for Tarleton. And we'll see if we get anything similar to what the first picks looked like in the last game, as Tarleton instantly locked in their ADC support as their 2 first picks. See if they go a similar route with this draft or if they like to do something different.
Misfortune again, just like last game.
Can't really ever go wrong. Kind of a consistent ADC.
Her ultimate's just really good to help secure those objectives, and she got enough early damage to win the early laning phase. We'll see if Mascara decides to use the Varus again in this matchup.
Interesting. Is there any...
Sivir very strong right now. She's being blind picked a lot in pro play just due to her having high damage and good survivability with her spell shield. I will say this matchup, it is pretty dead. Sivir's mainly just going to be farming. Misfortune will, of course, try to poke, but Sivir's just able to sustain and one-shot waves.
Is there any potential for a Yumi pairing? Not this time. We're going to get the Nami locked in for Val de Grand.
Yeah, Yumi works really good with Sivir, but yeah, Nami just as well. She's one of the enchanters that I consider just to be very OP. I don't know what it is, but Nami somehow can just mind control the enemy team into her bubbles, and her healing as well in laning phase is very, very strong.
Yeah, not a bad pick whatsoever for side Tarleton. We'll see if BU look to match with their own support, and it looks like they will go ahead and lock in the Xin Zhao first. Get that one out of the way for jungle. I wonder if that was a response to any of the bans that came out from Tarleton prior to that with the J4 and Wukong.
Yeah, it looks like Tarleton was pretty concerned about their jungler, banning those out. We'll say both of those champions are very annoying to play against as the ADC, so it looks like Mascara just wants to be able to play this game this time around.
And the bot side will be rounded out for Boston with the Leona pick.
Overall, not too bad. The Sivir Spell Shield is going to have pretty good value this game, able to dodge a lot. Ooh, and a nice solid front line with the Scion. Now, I wonder if that's going to go mid or top. I know it can be played both ways.
I kind of like Tarleton locking that one in as third pick, as it was used as one of the final bans in the previous draft against versus KU. So having that available to them now, pretty solid. It's one of Mr. Gold's strongest champions.
Yeah, just a very good front line, especially when you have a Sivir. You just need someone that can soak up and be your shield in front of you. So far, it's already looking like a pretty solid team comp again. Looks like they're going to use their last 2 bans on some top laners, just trying to give Mr. Gold a little bit more breathing room.
And final ban for the side of Boston. Tarleton have yet to pick their mid jungle. We'll see if Boston elect to ban the Nasus or do something similar. Looks like it'll be Orianna, which is another one of those gimmick champs. We'll see what Tarleton elect to do here.
I might just pick jungle here to give Gimmick the final counter pick, or if they're feeling greedy, you might just go ahead and lock in the Nasus. I know they kind of bound out his Swain and Orianna. Yep, there we go. We got the Sejuani again. Another great frontliner, heavy CC. The Sivir's just going to be able to accelerate those tanks to be able to chase down this Misfortune.
And I'd mentioned before, Big China kind of prefers the tankier junglers. It fits his play style. And so locking in the Sejuani is always a pretty safe option.
And when you got some solid carries, all you need is someone to back them up, and they can cause a lot of mayhem.
And it looks like we're getting the Garen Silas again, but this time Silas is actually going to get played in mid instead of jungle. But yeah.
Well, thankfully, Tarleton played against a lot of these champions already, so hopefully they're pretty warmed up and already have a pretty good idea on how to tackle these lanes.
We'll like to see what Gimmick chooses here into Silas. Wow, and it'll be Galio. Very tanky
Another-
composition out of Tarleton.
Yeah, another classic on Gimmick's side there. We saw it a lot just the past few semesters. Is Galio's signature. It's going to be very good. A very nice lane into Silas. Should be able to win that matchup and hopefully carry his lead to the rest of the team. Yeah, like you're saying, extremely tanky. The big question is, will Boston just be able to shred these tanks or not?
Yeah, very interesting. But that will round up the draft for us. We'll be hopping into game shortly here as I go ahead and swap my screen. There we go. And yeah, really excited for this one. Get a look at a few different champions, but also some of the same ones, especially from the enemy team's point of view. But we should be getting into game in just a few moments. Excuse me.
Yeah, just kind of seeing the same champions, though, it kind of shows that these are some pretty stable champions that we might be seeing a lot this year. And so Tarleton be able to have some responses for them is going to be pretty important and be able to show that tonight. Looks like we're just waiting on one more member.
Yeah, shouldn't be more than a few minutes. There you go. There's the ready. Awesome.
Yeah, so going into game 2, when I saw a lot of game 1, you got to see Big China just being able to hover around these lanes and just waiting with his finger over his ult, looking for a pick. We got to see it happen multiple times, so definitely want to be looking for that this game. As well as Gimmick just be able to farm up mid lane. Like I said, just kind of carry his lead over to wherever they are. So far, they already have 2 global ultimates, so it's going to be some really good team fighting and objective control. They'll be able to just send all their men there, even if they're across the map. They're going to have a lot of mobility on Tarleton's side.
Looks like they're just getting the okay here for our streaming permission. Always polite to ask.
I don't think we've ever had a team say no. I hope they never do, because these games are so fun to watch. I
There we
love
go.
to see our Texans play.
And I don't know if you're familiar with how he's kind of organized these streams from last year, but during the spectator delay portion, we always like to pull a few champions from each side and kind of discuss some of their abilities and what makes them kind of unique to the game. So if you'd like to pick that one up with me, that would help the time pass a little bit once we
that
finalize
sounds
the
fun.
excuse me, the runes and summoner spells.
Yeah, I mean, so starting off, we'll go ahead and start off with our Texans. Sivir, she's a champ that I love to play, and I still love to play. Just her ultimate, being able to give her whole team movement speed is very good, especially when you have so many melee champions on your team like Tarleton does. It just allows them to be able to chase down the enemy team or run away as well. Like we saw like last game with Tarleton being chased after securing Baron. With the Sivir ult there, you can just easily escape and they'll never be able to catch you. But as well as she has massive scaling potential. If she can just survive till 30 minutes in the game, she's going to be the biggest threat on Tarleton's side.
Excellent. I wanted to go over Xin Zhao, which actually, if y'all weren't aware, or if anyone of y'all who hasn't played League in a little bit, Xin Zhao's been a little reworked, at least cosmetically. I don't know if they've changed any of his abilities or not, but he does have a new look to him. Do you know?
Yeah, so he got a VGU, which is a visual game update. So they just revamped how all of his skins, or most of the skins, look in game, as well as his main character model. So he just looks a lot cleaner and fresh, and they didn't change any of his abilities, but with his new style, he definitely does look like a new champion.
Yeah, and he's one of
I was
those
gonna say
picks.
the
He has
biggest thing
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the biggest thing about his kit is that his ultimate, it creates this giant circle, which you'll be able to see in game, but it makes it so anyone outside that circle can't damage him. So I think their hope might be to try and, as soon as he ults, just try to kill the front line before the Sivir can start hitting him. But like I said, with that Sivir movement speed, she can easily run inside, attack and then leave whenever she needs to. But we're just gonna have to see how Mascara plays that out.
I wonder how well their team fighting capabilities will be with the Leona stuns into knockups from Zen Zhao into Silas. Just all these like short little CC and like burst damage you're getting. Like Misfortune,
Yeah, you're
Silas,
absolutely
and all
right.
that.
They have plenty of bursts with the Garen ults, Misfortune ults. They're all just trying to go for that CC, but thankfully, Tarleton, they have a lot of tanks, a lot of beefy frontline, so I think their kind of game plan is just to survive that initial engage, and then be able to regroup, and then counter with a Sivir ults going into the team, or a Sejuani ults like we saw happen many times last game. And so definitely going to be some pretty fun team fights. I think both sides definitely want a team fight, which is always fun in those games, because you just get to see both sides brawl it out.
I'm so convinced that Sivir is going to make such a big impact on this game. Like, playing behind all these tanky champions, and just like, I'm just so convinced that if Tarleton's able to make it to the late game, that Sivir is going to be a massive problem for Boston, at least.
Absolutely. And thankfully, as tanks are in League of Legends, although they are tanky, they can also do crazy damage. Like, you see last year's World with Faker, his Galio, how 1v9 it can be almost. And we also saw this semesters in the past with our Texans here, where Gimmick is just able to get a lead, even though he just has tank items, he can still just one-shot the ADC. So that'll be also exciting to look out for.
And I'm actually not sure how Gimmick builds Galio, but some Galio players prefer some of these hybrid type builds where they combine tank items with a bit of AP, to where, like you said, you get some of that extra damage even out of the Galio.
Yeah, so many AP items as well. They have so much HP attached to them. So although you can build this damage item, you're still getting beefy in the process, which is like you're saying a lot of Galios do with a hybrid build, where they kind of go both of those routes. So yeah, I'm not too for sure what he normally builds, especially because the meta's changed a lot, but it'll be interesting to see here. I just know against the Silas matchup, Galio into anyone that does AP damage is just a very good lane for him, since he does get that MR shield, the magic resist shield, from his W, and he just overall counters a lot of them. So hopefully he'll be able to do some damage early on.
All right, without any further ado, we are getting into game here as we get a look at, well, I say a look, a very brief look at some of the cosmetics for both teams. That default Garen skin, always intimidating.
Demacia.
Rolls look a little bit
Silver
goofy
skin.
on the side of BU. Kind of funny.
Well, Mr. Gold has the classic Faust Lumberjack skin. The only true Silent skin you can go.
Absolutely. Doesn't look like we're getting any sort of invade. Everyone is taking their
30 seconds
usual
until
positions.
minions spawn.
The laning phase will begin in just a moment. In the last game, we saw Mascara and Val willing to do a lot of fighting, committing that exhaust in the early lane. Val the Grand will be holding that exhaust here again as well. So we'll see how aggressive they choose to play it.
Yeah, Sivir used to not be too strong in laning phase. However, nowadays, her Q, which is like a boomerang ability, where she throws out her weapon and it comes back to her, it does massive damage nowadays, especially if you get a Nami enhanced bubble on you. You'll just be able to almost half HP some people sometimes with your items. And so her laning phase has definitely gotten a lot stronger.
Yeah, here we go. It's going to be Val the Grand to be sitting in this bush close to the enemy tower. We're looking to land one of those early CC abilities. Some chunk.
Yeah, Nami can be very oppressive early on, although she's mainly an enchanter, so she does a lot of healing and shielding. In laning phase, she can just spam her abilities on the enemy and be quite annoying to deal with. Looks like the junglers are going to do opposite clear, so on blue side, Xin Zhao is going to be pathing down towards bot lane, might look for an early gank, while Sejuani is just doing the typical clear down up.
Some nice trades there early on for Gimmick. See Chunk Silas down to about a quarter HP. And you can see that he's running the electrocute on Galio. Some aggressive laning setup.
Yeah, definitely might see some AP items built on him for that hybrid build.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely what the runes are suggesting here.
That poke right there was really nice. He got that level 2 before Silas did, so he's just able to chunk him. That electrocute. I'm not too familiar, but you said Mr. Gold, Scion is one of his signature picks?
It is his most played champion, I believe his highest master champion.
There you go. Hopefully be very confident and good into Garen this game. Well, it's probably a typical matchup. He has to play a lot. Garen is loved by many players.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like you said, coming off of last game, literally playing against the Garen, just on a different champion, might be a little bit warmed up and used to the matchup. This Garen, however, is running Ignite instead of Teleport, so definitely a bit more aggressive and looking to all in post level 6 with that ultimate, maybe.
Very true. And I want to point out, Sivir, this lane is able to take Barrier. Typically, when you're against a Leona, you really want Cleanse because it can remove CC. But since he's Sivir in the scenario, he gets a Spell Shield, which just allows him to block a spell for free. Which definitely, just having that barrier now can just help him survive a lot of more fights instead.
Heavy amounts of trading being done mid. Speaking of trading, Val the Grand, he's going to be the target here. Might be forced to flash out of there, but even then, can't escape. Leona flashes on him, gets first blood. Mascara gonna have to be doing a bit of running of his own. He's actually gonna look to fight this. Committing onto Carrot Boy. Stun's gonna connect by the Leona, but Mascara looking to 1v2. Flashes in, barrier. There's one. Let's see if he can connect the second kill. He's able to get it and might be able to escape from Xin Zhao. We'll see. He's out of there. Mascara with 2 massive frags.
Oh, so it turns out I'm watching the stream on YouTube and not on Discord. Can you stream it for me?
Oh, yeah. It must have canceled.
I was wondering, I'm like, I'm so far behind, I guess.
And Gimmick with the solo kill as well. Amazing stuff there out of Tarleton. They go 3 for 1. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. 3 for 1 there for
Sadly,
Tarleton. Solo kill for Gimmick in mid. Gets Silas's flash. And Mascara with the 1v2 in bot lane. Tarleton off to a hot start.
Sion's winning all these trades upside.
Mr. Gold looking for the all-in here. As those auto attacks dealing massive amounts of damage. We'll see if he gets the Q off. And yeah, forces the Garen flash. Well done there from Mr. Gold. All the solo laners showing off their mechanics.
I love how Mr. Gold held onto his flash there, knowing that Garen had his flash, so didn't waste that at all. I think Val might get caught here.
Unfortunately, Val the Grand will go down once again. Uses that exhaust.
All the kills falling onto Leona, though, so it's not the best target for their gold on Boston's side. However, a kill is a kill nonetheless.
I wonder how much it benefits Mascara when Val the Grand goes down, if he gets more solo XP. I'm very curious.
He definitely does. Get that early level 6.
Obviously, it's going to make the lane a little bit challenging at times. In the meantime, Mascara kind of interrupted me, doing some good amount of damage onto Carrot Boy. Won't really commit to the kill just yet, though. Him is kind of in no man's land in the river. He's going to flash immediately, but he still might go down. We'll see if he's able to escape. No, he will not. Dan Larson takes him out. First kill for the Silas, as they now match each other 1-1 in mid lane.
Yeah, Silas doing a great job landing all of his abilities there, able to secure him the kill. Looks like Xin Zhao might be ganking bot lane here. I don't think Tarleton knows it's coming either.
And Mascara without any of his sums, he is going to be the target. He's in trouble. Down he goes. Carrot Boy secures it. Val the Grand going to have to do a bit of running of his own. Don't know if he's out of dodge just yet. No, he is not. But another kill onto the Leona. A well-timed gank there out of the Xin Zhao. Jason.
Leona picking up another one, though. But at least Tarleton was able to secure the feat from getting the first 3 kills of the game before all these unfortunate deaths. So hopefully, as long as they can just get first tower or a couple objectives, they'll be able to get the feats of warfare.
All these ultimates are being unlocked now as the objectives spawn in. Grubs up in 30 seconds. First Drake already available.
It looks like Mascara does have a level 6 already. I mean, I guess Misfortune also has level 6, but she did have to base. Tarleton might be able to sneak in a dragon.
And Leona's going to look for a little roam here onto Gimmick. Gimmick doing his best to dodge everything, but he's going to get stunned up, rooted under his own tower, and he will escape.
Nice part about Galio is you have that ultimate, so even if they were to try to start an objective right now, Galio could base and still make it back in time.
In the meantime, Big China kind of going to look to assist, but he seems to be kind of in no man's land. He's going to flash, but there's no escape for him. Pops the ultimate. He goes down, though. Jason will find him.
So far, a lot of nice early picks on Boston's side here. To be able to catch out Tarleton in these weird places with a number advantage.
Garen's kind of being forced right now to farm under his own tower. Scion putting an endless amount of pressure on him. And without a TP available, it's very hard to just kind of force a base.
Yeah, being able to win against someone that has Ignite is very good early on. Because especially when you go farther into the game, TP just gets more and more value.
And I think Mr. Gold's going to use that to his advantage and take the opportunity to base for items, as he has a TP of his own available. He's not going to opt for it, though. He's going to save it.
It might be saving it just in case he has to TP down to bot lane. That's another nice part about Scion, another global ultimate. Although, if he wants to waste his TP on a different part of the map, he can always just ult back to lane and barely miss any waves.
Yeah, exactly. Gimmick, unfortunately, going to be caught between 3 players as Leona has once again made his way up into mid lane. No, Gimmick's probably not happy about that one, but unfortunately, will get caught out. I think the kill went on to the Xin Zhao, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't quite see.
Yeah, Xin Zhao, he got it, and he's also able to get his first item, so it's going to give them a slight drag advantage, being able to have an item already, especially an item like Sundered Sky, just giving so much healing and tankiness to Xin Zhao.
As you can see, there's a few shutdowns on both of these players now available. Mascara going to pop the ultimate, look to go in. Leonel is going to be dodged by Mascara, but not by Val the Grand. He will fall. Mascara is once again going to be forced to lane on his own, but he seems to be holding up just fine.
That's the nice part about Sivir. You can always just sit back, W and Q the wave, and almost one-shot it.
Oh, the follow-up ultimate CC chain from Gimmick and Big China is good. Shutdown is earned for Gimmick on this Galio. But he's being chased by the Misfortune. Mascara's a little late to the party. He'll show up in just a minute here. Gimmick will fall. Mascara has made it. Big China, he'll go down. Mascara's looking for that Leona shutdown. He grabs it. Arguably worth it for the flash.
Especially when Tarleton's behind in this situation, being able to pick up those shutdowns definitely help give them the gold they need. As you can see, Gimmick has already got his Rod of Ages, so over time he's going to be able to get that item stacked up and get him more HP and a level up. And Sivir also getting a shutdown, very huge, just helps speed up her scaling. Looks like Gimmick's doing a nice trade here mid lane. Let's talk about.
Oh. Well, it was a nice trade until Silas went ahead and dropped the entire combo. And Leona once again on this roam, looking to find Scion. That's the ultimate going to be popped. Oh man, taking massive amounts of damage. Mr. Gold going to be forced to flash, but it looks like he gets out of dodge. And Leona just not going away. It's preventing Mr. Gold from getting a backport in. He does have the teleport still available.
Definitely looking to try and use the Garen ult on the Scion, but he just has so much HP. Trying to get his W up here.
Oh, a nice ultimate there.
Is this going to be 2? 2 for 0! Mr. Gold! Oh, let's go!
Ridiculous out of Mr. Gold as he tanks that entire combo, completely outplays the dive attempt. Huge value for Tarleton.
Scion's one of those tanks, since he infinitely scales with the more minions he kills. if he's able to get an early lead like this, he'll just become almost tanky to the point where you can never kill him.
There's the Jinzhou ultimate being forced out here. Not bad at all.
Looks like Zinzhao's just been hovering this bot side, trying to just keep the pressure on Mascara and Val.
Actually, what a
It's
sick
like,
outplay
might
from
go
Mr.
look for a
Gold, though.
dive.
I gotta highlight that
Oh
one.
yeah, that was a very good one.
Tarleton was sitting at about down 2k gold. That was evening. That was able to even the gap just a little bit more.
It's like another dive attempt. Galio's gonna respond with. Oh, that's the Silas ult, the Galio. But they're able to get the Leona still.
It looks like Tarleton might be willing to fight this as Gimmick has made his way down through the river. Big China's going to be a little late to it, of course, but looks like there is a bit of grouping being done for this fight. There's the Nami ultimate. Misfortune forced to flash out of it. And unfortunately, Mascara, he's going to be caught just a little bit. He gets taken out by Carrot Boy's ultimate. And Gimmick, he's going to look for the finish. Doesn't get it on the MF, and unfortunately, it seems like he's going to go down too. Unless Big China can get him out. Good Sejuani ultimate. Val will be caught by Dan. And I don't know if Big China has a way out of this one. Oh, I don't think that flash is going to save you. And he is down too. Unfortunately, the trade's once again going in favor of BU.
Yeah, Misfortune just living on, you know, the barely edge right there. No HP, but her barrier and flash is just enough to save her from Tarleton's side.
And Gimmick, knowing that that shutdown was available, really wanted to commit onto that kill. Was willing to probably die for it too.
Yeah, I mean, right there, Misfortune is now worth 2.5 kills, so any kill on her is definitely worth trading a few lives. You can already see how tanky Mr. Gold is getting. In these short trades, he just barely takes any damage. Garen is just forced to have to recall so often.
Next set of grubs going to be spawning in within 20 seconds. As right now, at least in the objective department, BU is going to be leading that one with 3 grubs in the first dragon, so Tarleton might want to prioritize this next set of grubs. Nami ult doesn't quite connect, as almost felt like BU were a little bit aware of that one, might have had vision for it.
It looks like Tarleton, though, they're starting to... Leona, looks like they're starting to have a response for these roams. Just look, Mr. Gold up here is just farming very well at 132 CS already, just stacking up his HP bar.
Oh, Taunt barely out of range here. And Gimmick's going to pay the price for it as he loses about half his HP bar from the Misfortune. More than that, he's down to 1.
Looks like Zinzhao's gonna try to pick up these grubs right now. Or is that Herald? It's like, yeah, it's the Herald.
Oh yeah, you're right, that is the Herald.
Herald's always very nice because you can try to secure the first tower blood, which is very important for feats, especially when they didn't get the first 3 kills. It's like Big China is gonna be caught in his jungle, able to escape. Oh, Leona's trapped now. Might just be a free Heartsteel stack.
Unfortunately, a 3 versus 2 is going to make it pretty difficult. Gimmick's ultimate not able to save Big China. Let's see if Tarleton chooses to continue to fight this one a little bit. Q doesn't connect, and yeah, that might just be it. Big China will go down, no trade in sight, but they are able to get that first turret.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Big China able to draw their attention so they don't just Herald instantly mid, which allows them, like you said, to get that first tower, which secures them the feats of warfare this game. Looks like they're trying to dive Mr. Gold again, but will he be able to outplay it again?
He does remove the entire wave, but with that Herald still standing, this is going to be a tough ask. As he is tanking pretty much all of them. Garen ultimate still available. A good attempt. Let's see if Scion passive is able to find any value. Doesn't seem like it, but at least the Herald's removed. Nice try from Mr. Gold. Tough ask to do it twice in a row. But this is a good rotation from Mascara. He's appeared in top lane, gonna force the flash out from Leona, and I don't know if Leona is gonna have a way out of this one. Yeah, not
Nice.
a chance. Mascara securing that one. Ooh. Let's see if they cancel the backport from Garen.
It looks like they're just going to try and look for another kill here. However, they are losing Dragon in bot tier 1. But if they're able to trade it with some towers on top side, this could be really good for Tarleton.
And here comes the wave, so the dive should be going on any second now. Even the exhaust committed Garen does not stand a chance. He goes down. Gimmick with the kill.
Yeah, we can see Gimmick's items. He's going for more of that AP tanky build this game. So he'll also be doing probably the second most damage on Tarleton's side.
Mr. Gold doing well to defend that bot tier 1, so they don't lose that tower either in response to the dive. Wow.
So you can already see Tarleton has a lot of merc treads this game. They don't have that feats of warfare just upgrade, have that extra.
Sion is
Which will
just
definitely
eating
help
these
them
Silas
stay alive.
combos. And Silas with no mana, this is trouble for them. I don't know how much he's going to be able to help the Misfortune here. Lands the knockup. Mr. Gold doing what he can. He's going to flash back to safety. A big Q. In the meantime, is an entirely separate team fight going down. Mr. Gold's
got
going to
a
land
kill.
that shutdown onto Silas. He's 1v2ing them, unfortunately. Yeah, ultimate is going to get committed. That'll take him out, but Tarleton, they're going to continue the chase. Dark Crash is the next target. He will fall. Mascara with the kill. Overall, not too bad. I think they go 2 for 1 there. And Sion earning that shutdown is going to increase the gold gap in top lane.
Yeah, so far the Sion is just showing how tanky and unkillable he can almost be in these dives. Looks like he had a little bubble from Val.
Oh, don't underestimate that Jin Zhao healing. Good thing Mascara there to cover. In the meantime, Garen is pushing out top lane. Gimmick's going to rotate over to that to defend.
And the Sivir is now starting to build their Infinity Edge. So as soon as he gets that, he's definitely going to hit a mega power spike and be able to start pumping out a lot of damage. It's like Gimmick's Rod of Ages just finished up, so he now has a level lead against Silas. It's the item, whenever it hits 10 stacks, it gives you a free level.
Ooh, good spell
nice
shield.
Spell shield on Mascara.
And Big China has arrived. There's the Nami ultimate. Fight not looking the best for Tarleton. It's 4 versus 3. Even Garen has arrived on the scene. And Gimmick, knowing he's not in time, he'll go ahead and just get out of there. And that is going to be an Otacon call for BU.
It seems like Tarleton, they just need to play behind their tanks. As we saw in the previous fights, as long as they have Mr. Gold or Gimmick just playing in that front line, they're able to do a lot. But currently, just the Sivir isn't strong enough to handle shredding the Leona whenever she tries to dive on the back line.
And Big China only having that one item in comparison to the Xin Zhao with the Cleaver Sundered Sky build. Also something I think that is worth noting.
Yeah, thankfully, Sejuani, though, tank items are kind of cheaper, so she'll be able to get some items back up, especially if she can get something like a Frozen Heart again. It'll have a lot of value in this game since they have a lot of auto attackers on the enemy side.
Oh yeah, for sure. Val the Grand gonna be caught in zone jungle here. He'll fall pretty much immediately as Jason secures that one. Q from Sion does connect, but Gimmick might be in a little bit of trouble. He will fall to the Garen ultimate. It looks like a dive gonna happen here on Mr. Gold once again. Sion ultimate won't save him this time, and they deal with the passive. So that is 2 more kills going in favor of Boston as they look to secure this bot tier 2.
Starting to build up a big gold lead on Boston's side here. Not unwinnable yet, especially with the champions on Tarleton's side. They have a lot of scaling that they can still do.
It's a matter of stalling out the game, and I think you know better than anyone just how fast these games can turn.
That's right. Yeah, one team fight can change it all, especially to be able to play that front to back comp. Like as soon as Sivir is able to get her Infinity Edge and LDR, she'll be able to shred through Boston's side, but it's just a matter of getting to that point.
And that'll be the goal here for Tarleton as this game continues to progress.
You can see though that Mascara is already building a slight CS lead, 30 CS up. That's about 5 minion waves, so it is a pretty good amount. However, Misfortune does have a lot of kills to make up for that. But if they can just kill her once, that'll be 1,000 gold going over, which could be completely game-changing as long as it goes onto the right target.
Most of these players are going to be grouping towards bot side. Gimmick having that ultimate available won't have to run too far, and unfortunately, Big China in his own jungle, I don't think he's going to be able to survive this one. He'll go down. The grouping here from Boston, really powerful. Find these catches inside of Tarleton's jungle a few times now.
I think Tarleton just wants to group up at the objective. Oh, looks like Garen might have DC'd. Oh, he's back already. But it looks like they're just trying to group up these objectives. They're not used to getting invaded in and getting caught out. So as long as they just try to realize that's what's happening, they should be able to recover and just try to play a little safer.
Yeah, the lead right now is looking at about 8K. But still, like you had mentioned, not unwinnable. Just a matter of
Sivir just
winning
now
one
got
of
her
these first
Infinity
team
Edge.
fights. Fortunately, Sivir ultimate not able to save Val the Grand. He will fall. Mascara gonna flash out of this one. Gimmick with the ultimate. This team fight starts to happen. Sion's gonna rotate over. But how much more can Tarleton look to find here? Looks like they are only gonna look to defend.
Oh, Misfortune forced to flash, getting hit by too many ricochets from Sivir W. As you see right there, just even able to hit the minion wave or hit one of the melee champions on Foss's side, Sivir can just still attack the backline with her W. Ooh, nice spell shield again by Mascara. However, I don't think they'll be able to get a kill. He still falls.
Good Nami wave to try and save Big China, but it's not enough. It's a double kill for the Jin Zhao as he's now up to 10.
Yeah, one of the nice new features in League of Legends as well is whenever you do get killed, you're able to see any summoners used or ults used from the enemy team and just ping it. Kind of see in chat there, Tarleton's able just to instantly ping out what summoners and ults that are used. It's just a great way to give your team information.
But it is now a Baron call for BEU. So they're going to look to secure yet another objective. And that's kind of the issue for Tarleton. They haven't been able to get prio into any of these neutrals. These picks are just being found all over the map from BU. They pretty much have vision everywhere too.
Yeah, this next dragon is going to be a pretty big decider since it is Soul Point. Infernal Soul would be very strong in the hands of Fortune and Silas. Just be able to almost one-shot people with their full combo.
Yeah, we'll see what Tarleton's able to do. They are down about 4 levels of XP in jungle. Looks like a couple levels for the Misfortune as well. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. We'll see if they're able to find some sort of catch before then. As most of the players, or almost all of them, do have shutdowns.
Yeah, especially Xin Zhao and Misfortune, again with both the 1k shutdowns. As long as Mascara is able to pick up one of those, he'll be able to almost get him the items he needs to carry.
Yeah, as you look at the CS numbers, almost 260 on the Sivir.
And just being able to pick up multiple waves on each side. Since Boston's always pushing, just able to pick up one and move on to the next. However, this Baron minion wave will make it hard to defend these towers.
Gold's Q is going to get canceled as he gets chased by Silas here in top lane. I don't know if he has a way out as he's getting slowed. Looks like he will go down, even the ultimate being committed.
Tarleton's going to have to try and do something here, or else they're going to start being attacked from all sides. Looks like Sivir's trying to look to poke a little bit, as well as Gimmick. However, Garen's able to ult and take him out, living off of just 100 HP.
Flash doesn't quite work out there for Big China. He'll fall pretty much immediately. Actually, Garen did fall. I wonder what took him out. He might have taken an accidental turret shot, or
Yeah, I wonder if
not,
he ran
not
back
totally
in.
sure. Either way, with this Baron buff active and 3 players from Tarleton eliminated, which are all those tanks, we'll see if Mascarrier is able to do something to try and defend, but he's just getting dove by Silas. Not a chance. Double kill for the Misfortune. A nice ultimate as BU look to end.
BU able to take out that last team fight. You gotta remove the Nexus.
Mr. Cold's gonna ult back into his fountain, as this one is pretty much all but wrapped up. Tarleton doing what they can, but it is all for naught. Game will finish here. It is a win for BU. About 28 minutes. Tarleton will be moving on to a game 3 for activation. Take a look at the scoreboard here and the final numbers. Misfortune leading the way in damage, pretty much even with the Jin Zhao, as those two in tandem worked pretty well together to get that win for BU. Still some good individual plays being shown here from Tarleton, and obviously some things need to be worked on, but we are in activation, and that is what this is all about.
Yeah, just already be able to get a taste of Mr. Gold's Scion there. We got to see that beautiful 1v2 top lane. Just be able to see how his champion expression on Scion is just great to see it, and hopefully be able to see it a lot more this semester.
Absolutely. But we are going to cut it to another short break. If I had to guess, I would say the final game will be played around 9, or maybe a bit afterwards, but I'll let you know in the chat as soon as I get an update. But yeah, we'll go ahead and cut it to a break, and we'll be right back for game number 3.
All done.
So I've come to the conclusion, just a rotten piece of fruit. So I'll end up dying slowly, rotting away. See, I just want to be able to climb without a fall, to get out of this maze and run. Please strike me thunder. Let me get closer to the light. Please strike me thunder, so I can be free. So I've come to the conclusion, I'm just one man amongst thousands. In this world, I'll load them, sure they'll do fine without me. The chemicals in my head don't work as yours, 'cause every piece of road is a little bit of happiness. Every kind of load causes a little bit less regret. Please strike me thunder. Let me get closer to the light. Let me go under the water till I can breathe. Let me go up. 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 Let me go up.
We are back again for game number 3. Our League of Legends team's 1-1 on the night. And I'd just like to inform you all about a substitution being made. Big China is going to be subbed out for Vedralis for game number 3 in the jungle role. So we get to see his debut here for our purple team. And it will be the... Excuse me. think I need to make sure I'm unmuted in Discord. Okay, I'm unmuted in Discord now, sorry. I was talking, by the way, pal, on stream. But we are back live.
Yes, already looking off the denying Gimmick the Mimics champions already.
Yeah, you best believe, because if you're not aware, this is the team he played in game number 1, Kansas. And they did have to deal with that Nasus game 1. Not looking to deal with it again. They'll go ahead and ban it out. And instead of the Varus, we're going to get our first look at Yunara this game. One of the newer ADCs that got added. And it'll be paired with the Yumi on Valdegrand.
Responds with the Felios. You don't see kind of more of a niche champion. But it would be kind of cool to see a matchup between Yunara, like you said, the newest ADC, versus a really old ADC like Felios.
And KU will go ahead and round out their bot lane with the Lulu. And we'll see what Tarleton looks to do in response.
Both sides opting to get a Enchanter support, just trying to beef up their ADC. As we saw in game 1, though, Mascara was able to pop off pretty well, of course, behind Gimmick's Nasus. But since that's banned out, we're just going to have to see what they come up with this game.
Okay, cool. Very interesting. So Tarleton's going to go ahead and lock in the J4, which is actually one of the champions they've been banning throughout these games. They're going to go ahead and take it for themselves in this one for Vedrilus. So that'll be his agent that he champion that he locks in. So we get into the final bans.
Yeah, just so, for those at home that aren't aware, we are subbing in a different jungler this game. And
yeah, I actually said it when I was on Discord muted. Like,
oh,
the stream heard me. So, but yeah.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, Jarvan, very good champion right now. His ultimate, just be able to put the enemy team in a circle, just makes it easy to really focus and beat on the same target. Have your whole team just collapse onto them. He's also very good at ganking, which we saw a lot from Big China earlier. So we'll kind of see if Tarleton's just been prepping a lot of these early 3v2s or 2v3s as well.
Final 2 bans going to be Kale Akali for Tarleton. And unsurprisingly, we might see, yeah, there it is, Scion. The final ban for KE is, which is what they did in the prior draft. So we're going to get something else out of Mr. Gold for this game. Ooh. Gimmick's going to go ahead and lock in the Mel.
Very good into Aphelios. Aphelios has a lot of long-range ultimates. Since they're pretty long-range, you can see them coming from far away. So Mel being able to redirect those can be almost game-changing, especially with how much damage Aphelios ults bring.
And we're going to get Garen for the 3rd time tonight. This might be one of the first time, like, that I've seen it personally in 3 back-to-back League of Legends games playing against the same top laner. Can't be very fun for Mr. Gold, I'd imagine. Having to play against Garen 3 times in a row, but at least you kind of know what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, we already see, though, the past 2 games, he's able to maintain his lane very well and almost counter these Garens and just get a 1-up on them.
And that's Garen's with an S. Crazy. And look at this. We're going to get a first look at Malphite. Curious to see if he builds AP or if he decides to go the tank route.
Yeah, tank is definitely more traditional, but who knows? I mean, Tarleton does have already Jarvan, so they already have some tankiness to them. But of course, Malphite being added on will definitely help. But just be able to have that Jarvan ult into the Malphite ult, Tarleton's going to have a lot of, as soon as they hit one target, their whole team's going to collapse.
Perfect. All right, that will do it for the draft. So I go ahead and swap us over to our league stream here. Awesome. Okay. But yeah, Tarleton going to look to round out the night tonight with a 2nd victory here. And like I said, getting a first look here at Vedrilus on the jungle role in place of Big China. See what he's able to accomplish on the J4.
It's also going to be cool to see. I think this is Gimmick's first time playing Mel as well. I might be wrong about that, but I haven't seen him play it too often. But she's a very good champion right now. I was talking about earlier, her W, it basically just ricochets any skill shot being thrown at her, which can just completely remove someone's ultimate, like a Phelios, like I was talking about, to be able to take that out. Or even, it also just denies any damage that happens to her during that short period, so it can be massive for an Orianna ult or a Garen ult being able to just get out of there and not take any of the damage.
Yeah, maybe Mel being one of those pocket picks Gimmick kind of been saving for games like these. Gonna find out if he's able to put that one to good use. 10 more seconds now and we will go into the lobby, or waiting on spectator delay, I mean. Excuse me. As those runes and some spells get confirmed.
It's going to be a pretty interesting game. You don't see Rek'Sai or Phelios too often, just to them not being not mainly in the meta. So for those of you that don't know, Rek'Sai, she will bury herself under the ground, and it removes vision on her screen. However, she can see little circles where enemies are. So this could be a great way when you're going into an area where you don't have vision, that you can see over the wall where the enemy champions are. So you don't need the perfect wording in order to claim an area when you got a Rek'Sai. But at the same time, you can catch them out in some pretty funny situations, like if they ever accidentally tunnel over a wall without paying attention or whatnot. You can definitely take advantage of that.
From what I've been able to tell, champions like Kiana, Rek'Sai, and some of these, like, I guess you could call them off-meta champions, are mainly played by one-tricks. I don't know if that's the case here, but we could be looking at like a Rek'Sai one-trick player. We did end up banning it against this team in game number 1. Decided to leave it open this time, and it was immediately locked in. I believe they first picked it. So, wouldn't really surprise me if that was the case.
Yeah, and like you're saying, I wonder if Tarleton almost want to let it through or not. Like you're saying, they did ban it game 1, but are leaving it open this time. They might have come up with a strategy or game plan for it.
Yeah, kind of maybe expecting that one to get locked in. About a minute left to go here in spectator delay. Let's talk about the Tarleton side of things. Let the viewers at home know about Malphite, about his kit.
So Malphite's another big tanky boy. Whenever you build armor on him, that's where he really thrives. So it's going to be pretty good against the enemy team, since they do have a Garen, Rek'Sai, and a Phelios, which all build a damage. So Malphite is going to be loving to stack some of his armor items. And the biggest thing about Malphite, the most notable thing, is of course his ultimate. He basically just throws himself towards the enemy, going Mach 10, and knocking up anyone that he lands on, which is
Tank
very
should not
nice.
be able to do that.
Yeah, and in some cases, even if he builds full tank, he can almost one-shot someone. So Lulu is definitely going to have to be careful, because normally she wants to save her ult for one of her teammates. However, she might just have to ult herself sometimes if this Malphite just decides to lock her down.
Very cool. 20 more seconds on spectator delay, and we will hop into game number 3. Gonna get to see Mascara's Yunara. It's gonna be very interesting. Amplified by Yumi for Val the Grand. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah, normally whenever you got a Yumi on one of the sides, having a roaming support can sometimes be very good to go against it, because you can just leave the Yumi in lane, because she's not going to be leaving the lane regardless, because she has to stick on her carry, and then you can go help the map elsewhere. However, they did decide to opt in with Lulu, so she's almost also going to be tethered towards bot lane with her ADC, which is definitely what Tarleton would want, so they don't have to worry about the support roaming like that Leona did last game. The nice part about Yumi as well is having the extra 2 summoners that she can use for her ADC. So this game she has Exhaust and Ignite, which just provides a little extra help for Mascara.
Very cool.
Yeah, this game should be pretty slow, as Mel and Yunara both are scaling champions. However, whenever they do get items, they can do some crazy damage. But it looks like Kansas might just be wanting to do that as well, as Aphelios is also a hyper carry, where they just need some items to perform.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So expecting a lot of slow play here then.
Yeah.
Yeah, no invades. No surprise there. Both teams choosing to play it safe. Just transition into the laning phase. Likely look to get one of these wards on red side's Raptors. It's kind of been the goal for them past games.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah,
Very
that's gonna
common
go get
strategy.
placed.
Yeah, just give some knowledge to know where the enemy jungle is starting. However, Gimmick able to pick up his extra 15 gold from his first strike runes. Definitely gonna give him a, a slight advantage already.
Love to see it.
Who's there? The God King. That's me.
I'm very excited to see how this new jungler plays for Tarleton and just kind of see what they are working with here.
Right. Federal's going to be pathing towards top. It's kind of been something to note in all 3 games. Both junglers pathing opposite directions in every single game that we've had so far.
Yeah, a lot of
It's almost
junglers
scripted.
like to do their blue side start. Especially, you typically just see whatever the jungler is most comfortable and confident in. And that's where you see what they'll normally start. But in the end, it doesn't really matter too much since not much goes on early. Looks like Val's just gonna jump off and use half his HP bar real quick.
Yeah, notably in both these games, enemy bot lane has gotten an early advantage in lane. So I imagine Taro will look to mitigate that this go around. Mr. Gold's going to take a pretty heavy trade, but thankfully as Malphite, you do have that passive shield that regenerates after a few seconds. As you can see right there.
And that only gets stronger as the more armor he gets.
Man, we love Malphite.
Hopefully, be able to get some Mountain Drakes this game. That'll be very beneficial for Tarleton.
And I'm a top laner, I permanently ban Malphite in my games.
Yeah, his
This
ult
champion
can
cannot be
almost
balanced.
change a game with just a press of one button. It's insane. Kind of like we're expecting, just a lot of early farming, some short trades here and there, but ultimately nothing too much.
I will say Malphite is a champion that does have mana issues depending on how often you spam Q. So that is something worth noting. So you can see the mana bar for Mr. Gold is shrinking a little bit here as this next wave arrives.
Yeah, and Garen will be able to slowly heal over time with his passive, so they're almost just kind of in a constant stalemate, except for whenever Mr. Gold does have to back eventually, if you're talking about with his mana issues.
Fedreless, here we go. Gonna go for that early gank after his full clear. Forces out the Garen flash. And it looks like that's enough. He's gonna go ahead and back off, but a nice job there getting that sum spell. Val the Grand coming off of Mascara. He'll go down. First blood again. Mascara's gonna be forced to flash. We'll see if he has to use the barrier as well. Looks like he does. And he will live on just a sliver of HP.
It's like
But
Rek'Sai's trying to
Queen's
chase him
not
down.
gonna let him escape. He'll secure that frag. And unfortunately, first blood going to KU.
You don't see Yumis get first blooded too often, especially since they're normally on their ADC. Looks like Val just got a little adventurous.
There you go. Vedril's getting
on.
very active on the map as he forces yet another flash out of one of these solo laners. That is back-to-back ganks. Getting some nice value for him.
Yeah, Jarvan's just able to bring that early pressure, like we're seeing already. Hopefully be able to re-gank some of these solo lanes to try and pick up a kill now they don't have flashes.
Yeah, definitely worth noting. Getting those flashes out early like this can be very useful. If Vedril's ever decides to look again, as he is already based, is looking to go through his clear once again. Now Mascara and Val are definitely down in XP as those kills, I believe, made them lose one wave. But Mascara will eventually hit level 4 here.
I just have to be careful now that Yunar doesn't have flash. They gotta be very wary of Rek'Sai just almost camping them like they've been the past 2 games tonight already. But however, since it's been happening all night, maybe they're expecting it now. Looks like Jarvan's gonna be pathing towards top lane. possibly looking for a regank on the Garen since he is from a shoving this game.
Yeah, we'll see if that one ends up happening as Jarvan finishes up his final 2 camps here in top lane. Gimmick gonna go ahead and reset TP back to mid as well, as Orianna also looks to do the same.
I'm curious to see if Rek'Sai decides to gank after their Krugs right now. Ooh, Gimmick able to get some nice damage after the TP. Some free gold from his first strike. Yeah, Mel's definitely a nice champion to have when you have a lot of champions with you that can lock down targets, such as Jarvan or Malphite. Just be able to stack
Oh yeah,
up.
here
all
comes
of his
Vedrelus.
needs.
Garen with no flash and Malphite being level 6. This could be a kill for Mr. Gold, potentially. Let's see if he uses to go in with the ult. There it is. And that's the kill. Vedrelus secures that one as he gets his first frag on his debut.
Very good. That's exactly what we're talking about. Gets the flash, able to regain. Might just be able to see Jarvan walk down towards mid. Or it looks like he might just get a free blue buff here.
Yeah, with information being gathered in the Rek'Sai Gimmick. Gonna flash out of the one. Follow-up flash by 2 queens and the Orianna ult, more than enough to finish him off. So that will be Drake secure, but Jarvan is gonna steal that blue buff as you mentioned. Tarleton gets a little bit in return. Mascara also gonna shove his wave. So overall, not the worst case scenario. This allows Mascara
Jarvan's
to get in a
another-
free reset.
Jarvan's another champion that can utilize Divine Sunder very well. So, how crucial it was for the Xin Zhao last game. Just a very strong item for bruisers currently. If he can get that early on, he can definitely look to help his team out around the map, which already getting 1 kill early on should be able to get him closer to that goal.
Even sticks around to take care of the Gromp too. So pretty nice value there from Tarleton's jungler.
Looks
This
like he
wave
might
is
just
gonna be
regain
pushing.
Garen here.
Yeah.
Because now Jarvan has ultimate, he won't be able to get out of the ring. There is no vision.
Oh man, not making this Garen's life any easier. Not a chance. Mr. Gold secures that frag for free. As truth, they're
That
having a
wave is
rough
looking
go.
very good for Mr. Gold.
Oh yeah.
It looks like they're going to get some grubs as well. Jarvan just having that whole top side locked down currently allows them to, although they lost the first dragon, if you're able to get the 3 grubs, it's a good 1-for-1 trade there.
Yeah, not bad whatsoever. Yeah, Mascara's
See,
facing a
Tarleton's
bit of
actually a little bit
challenge.
up in gold as well.
He has to look to try to push this wave without getting all in. But this damage is pretty ridiculous. Trades are going back and forth. But with the Lulu ultimate available, that is enough to keep Marston alive and take down Mascara, even through the barrier.
Yeah, Yumi not having her ult yet to be able to heal Mascara was quite unfortunate, but now he'll thankfully have it. Hopefully he doesn't get caught under here in the tower.
Yeah, I don't know if he should be sticking around. I imagine. Oh man. Well, it was a good attempt from Valdegram, but he will go down.
Can't keep defending my boy. Val over here just. Val
I think he
Inter,
just
some
got to
might say.
reset. I think he just got to reset. Nevertheless, he'll make his way back towards the lane now. With that ultimate on cooldown.
At least Mr. Gold now is able to have a level advantage after early ganks from the Jarvan.
Oh yeah, and Garen's looking to trade with him, but I don't know if you want this, man. Malphite is hammering him down to half HP. Luckily with the Garen passive, allows him to heal up a little bit as long as he doesn't take damage.
You gotta love tanks in League of Legends. He builds full tank and health and managed to beat the guy that's going damage.
Beat him to a pulp at that. Take a look at the
But now
kills
the-
here.
Solo laners do have their flashes up again, so it might make it a little tricky to gank them unless Jarvan just wants to look to get more summoners.
Gimmick and Mr. Gold are sitting up about 20 CS. So you love to see that in this case.
Although Mascara is down on some kills, he's still even in CS, which is really good. Be able to keep some of his gold
Ooh.
intact.
And the Scuttle Crab's gonna be yoinked away from Vedrelus. Nice smite there from 2 queens.
The
Mascara
Gimmick
just
so far
seems
is
to be under
CSing
pressure.
very nicely.
He is going to get rid of this wave, though, pretty quickly. So that prevents him from being dove. Gimmick going to look to roam down to bot lane, but it is spotted on vision.
Like there might be something in the jungle there. Jarvan just walking, Gimmick making sure he's safe and sound going back to his lane. Nothing too much going on. Gimmick though does have an item advantage currently, so it has a little bit more lane pressure. Looks like Rek'Sai is going for a gank, does not turn out. Gimmick's forced to use this flash.
I will say it just seems hard, difficult for Mascara to look for any type of all-in in bot lane just because of that Lulu ult. And the barrier and Sums being up for Aphelios.
It definitely just has to look to try and survive and just get as much CS as he can, which he's doing a good job at, only 4 CS down. As long as he's able just to try and keep that gap and just slow down the bleeding and just allow Gimmick to farm up more. As you can see, Gimmick's developing a pretty solid lead in the mid lane with just his CS alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as they can hold out for late game where they can group and team fight, they'll be just fine.
And Mascara is able to get in a reset on a pretty decent timing, and he based on an item as well. And maybe
Actually does
Lulu
have
could be
item
caught here.
advantage.
Vegelus waiting for him in his open arms. There's a Jarvan ultimate, forces the flash. Lulu isn't going to be able to live through all this. She'll go down. Let's see if they're able to catch Marcin as well. Mascara with the ultimate. It is more than enough damage, it looks like. Through the barrier, he gets it. Well played
Very
by
clean
Vegelus.
kills. Oh yeah, the Jarvan gang Jarvan, this so much value already in this game alone. And as you can see, even though Mascara is down in gold, since he gets that base before Aphelios, he's able to get that item advantage, which just allows for that fight to go very smoothly for Tarleton.
And on top of that, Tarleton able to secure the Drake, but now Mascara has to try and run. Buy time for his teammates, which he will do, actually. Well done. Lands the slow onto 2 queens, so they're not able to gap close. He's able to push in this wave.
And they also got the guaranteed TP down bot lane, which just allows Mr. Gold just to chill, and not have to worry about his laner trying to take his tower while he can roam down as well. So far, Tarleton already playing a lot more grouped up and together this game.
And he has finished that Frozen Heart as well in the Malphite. Seems playable for Garen at this point.
Very much.
And I say Frozen Heart, I meant Iceborne. I think I said
And
Frozen
Malphite's
Heart.
definitely going to be doing a lot of damage this game, and be able to take a lot of damage as well. It looks like Jarvan went ahead and instead of going Divine Thunder, opted for Eclipse, which is also a very strong item. Definitely a lot more towards the damage side, but since he's has such a big lead right now, definitely not a bad choice at all.
Things are coming in as Rek'Sai looks for the gank onto Gimmick. But he's going to work his way out of there. Doesn't seem like they're able to catch him.
And Garen can't even walk up anymore. Walks up once and just gets chunked 2/3 of his HP bar.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. This is Malphite champ. Cannot stress it enough.
And that's the thing, with Kansas having all their gold on their 8 champions, it's just going to make this Malphite's armor have way more value this game.
Big fight going down here in bot lane. Vegelus is going to be the target for the enemy team. He's forced to flash, but he gets closed in on by 2 queens. Mascara looking to secure that kill. He'll trade it out on the Aphelios. I don't know how much more he can find. Doesn't look like anything else as 2 queens looks to secure the triple. And the Rek'Sai will get it. Up to 5 kills now.
You know, although Mascara is able to pick up a kill, which is nice, be able to get your ADC some gold so they can scale faster, that Rek'Sai can definitely become scary with the more and more kills she gets.
Is Rek'Sai more of a bruiser champion or like assassin type champion? It looks to be bruiser if built Strybreaker first.
Yeah, she's had many different builds throughout the years. She has a tanky build as well that can be played top lane, but currently the most meta build is a bruiser build, which you're seeing right now, and they'll probably continue to go that route. So she'll be very annoying. However, your ADC will be able to counter her later on typically, and she does fall off somewhat. However, if they can snowball their lead like they're currently doing, she can still be a very big threat.
Yeah, very interesting. And I don't know a lot just because, like I've said in draft and before, like this is not a champion that you see get
Yeah,
picked a
very
lot.
niche. Like, yeah, just either one tricks or very occasionally people will play her top lane. I think they're trying to lane swap now, sending their bot lane mid. However, Gimmick does have very good wave clear on Mel, so I don't think they'll ever be able to really touch the tower too much.
Mascara not wasting any time. Gonna do some massive damage. And there's the exhaust from the Yuumi. Let's see if the all-in attempt forces the flash. Very good try there for Mascara to try to get that one. And there's the lane swap now as Gimmick moves towards bot.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of times Rek'Sai's like to use their flash in team fights so they can flash on the ADC and knock them up. So be able to get it right now is going to be very good, especially for this dragon that's up and coming. So Mascara will have to worry less about getting flashed on from the Rek'Sai.
Oh, and there's Vegilus using the Jarvan ultimate. But Two Queens is there for the support. And Vegilus is immediately taken out. Lots of damage being dealt to him. And good job from Two Queens to kind of be hovering around that area, maybe expecting the Jarvan to show.
It looks like they might be able to pick up Herald here. Garen's going to rotate as well, which should just allow Malphite to be able to get his wave under and deny Garen a whole minion wave. But still a very close game right now, only a 1k gold difference. Looks like Dragon spawning next, which could be the next big team fight we'll see.
In the meantime, Mascara will just continue to farm out these mid waves. As most of the players in Tarleton have a CS lead. Looking at about 30 in top lane. And about 30 in mid as well. Malphite's going to rotate over to this dragon while Garen passes towards top once again. So Tarleton kind of with the advantage, the numbers advantage on the dragon. Malphite is going to be spotted on vision, however.
Yeah, I might be able to see if this Malphite can be the difference that Tarleton.
Jarvan ult just about to come off of cooldown. Luckily for KU, they do have the flash available on the ADC and support.
It's like Garen's going to try and get a tower right now. Maybe try and get in, then TP down. Tarleton kind of has to make a decision whether to start now or... Yep, here's the Garen TP.
Yeah, we might be getting a massive team fight here in just a moment. As all the five of these players... As all five of these players group around, Oriana was looking for that flank, but now just going to group with the rest of the team. And here's the engage from Marson and Two Queens as they look to go in. Big knockup from Mr. Gold. Shut down by Gimmick. Gimmick with the double. How many more kills can they find? Gimmick flashes away, creates some distance between him and his opponent. Mr. Gold finds the kill. It is an absolute cleanup from Tarleton as Knightson tries to run, but with no flash. Actually does have flash, but opts to save it. Vegilus finds the kill. Let's see if Mascara can get the fifth for the ace for Tarleton. And he's going to flash for it. He's going to get it. That's the ace. Tarleton go flawless in that dragon fight with a huge ultimate from Mr. Gold.
Very clean team-fight right there. Like we're kind of talking about in draft, when you have champions like Jarvan and Malphite being able to ult the same targets, just having this chain CC damage combo, and then Gimmick's Mel just able to throw his AoE on top of it, just makes it so they just get one shot and obliterated.
Yeah, that looked
Very
absolutely
cool.
ridiculous. Just so much burst damage, and now Tarleton take the gold lead, secure that second dragon. They lead in neutrals. A complete
Almost every member
flip of
has
the
a
game.
shutdown now. Yeah. Just absolutely flip the gold. 2k down, now 2k up. Tarleton just flips the script. And although their bot lane, Mascara and Val, had a little bit rough early game, they're champions now that they're able to survive that laning phase. Will only continue to get stronger from here and here.
Man, I don't know how this Malphite is ever going to
Die, yeah.
I mean, they did match the AP, the solo AP into him. So that mitigates some of the armor's effectiveness, I guess. I wonder if Mr. Gold will choose to stick up here, if he'll try to lane swap in the future Gimmick. But Not entirely certain.
At this point, the only real threat to Malphite would either be the Aphelios or Orianna, but if they can just keep getting picks like they did at that dragon fight, there's just no chance.
Otacon, the only objective available on the map currently. Neither team seems too interested as of yet. Red Herald's actually going to get spawned in mid, as they look to get this mid tier 1 at the least. Maybe even an opportunity to get a hit on mid tier 2, but Tarleton are rotating over for this. Malphite making his way down the river. So might have a chance for a team fight. Bjorddd kind of circling around. No commitment yet. Malphite coming on this flank. He's been spotted now.
The Aphelios.
And there's the
Jarvan
Jarvan
here with
ultimate.
ult.
Truther in trouble. Nowhere to run. He's going to be taken out first, I believe. He'll go down. Mascara with the frag. Bjorddd finds the second one on the two queens. Eventually, Mr. Gold is taken out, but not before Tarleton eliminate every single player. Lulu has to try and run, but Mascara is not going to let him get away as the chase continues. And it looks like eventually he will decide to back off, but another double for the Yunara.
Man, splitting their team up there early on. Mr. Gold is just taking 3 of them on the other side of the wall. But then Gimmick is just able to get this 3-man stun.
I was going to say that
execute.
triple root from Gimmick.
Deletes the rest of Kansas right now. Allows them to get an Otacon, which is a very nice objective to have.
Tarleton's composition showing insane team fighting capabilities.
Yeah, just all the wombo combo AoE damage. Able to do so much with Kansas just not be able to have an answer for it. You can see that Mascara is getting real close to finishing his Infinity Edge. As you know, with almost any ADC, as soon as they can get that one crucial item, it's just a massive power spike for them. And since Mel's just been able to lock down this early game, just allows Mascara to be able to free scale into the late game.
Yeah, there you go. Once again, things slow down a little bit, but not for much longer as this next dragon spawns in a minute. It would put Tarleton on sole point.
I was going to say, typically you wait to do Otacon for the dragon fight as well, so you can almost do a 2-for-1 objectives. But whenever you have a team fight like that, you just got to take advantage of it. Get whatever objectives you can.
Absolutely.
We can see the bounties are just growing higher and higher in Tarleton's side as the gold difference slowly grows. Mimic already have both of his burn items, so if he can just hit one ability, he'll just slowly do a lot of damage over time to the enemy.
I can already tell too with Yunara having 2 items and a BF sword, hitting a lot harder than she did in the early game.
Yeah. And Yumi will just keep stacking up those shield items and just keep her team alive. Sure, at this point, they're just telling Val never to get off and just stay on.
And it looks like there's going to be some grouping here. It will be Kansas to be first ones on this objective. Vedral is taking a bit of poke damage before the drag fight is inevitably going to start. Both top laners also rotating over. We're going to get another 5 versus 5 here in just a few moments. Dragon has been started. We'll see if Tarleton look to contest. There's Vedral's ultimate. Big root landed by Gimmick. Gimmick with first blood. Landed onto the fellas. Vedral's will fall down and shut down the Garen. But this is another cleanup from Tarleton as they get 3 frags already. Make that a 4th. And Lulu once again to be the one left scrambling. It is a double kill for Mr. Gold. And that is 3rd Drake, sole point for Tarleton.
See, Kansas just wanting to do the objective, but in the end, it just forces them to surround themselves in this little dragon pit, which allows Jarvan to get a beautiful ultimate. And you can see Val's healing keeps Jarvan alive long enough where Garen is forced to use his ult on him just to secure the kill, which just makes it so they just don't have it for anyone else, and they just get rolled over by Tarleton.
And that's mid-tier 2 to fall. And Mascara just taking all the jungle camps with them.
You see now has a 50 CS lead, Gimmick the Mimic has a 40 CS lead, and also Mr. Gold in the top lane with 30 CS lead. So every lane just confidently farming and building not only a kill advantage now, but also just a massive CS advantage.
Is there ever an opportunity if you're in Tarleton's position to force Baron with this kind of lead?
Yeah, absolutely, because if the enemy team, if they ever have to check it or stop it, they have to walk up. But that's just a perfect opportunity for Jarvan or Malphite to turn. As we've already seen, as soon as one of them gets one ultimate down, the others just follow up and they're able to get many kills.
Well, looks like Mr. Gold might be the target here.
He does have his ult
But he
to
will
escape,
just go
which
ahead and ult
does
away.
boost.
But now without that tool for a potential Baron fight, Gimmick is going to get flashed on by 2 queens. But he's going to do everything he can to get out of dodge. But Mascara's here, and you know this Yunara hits like a truck. Mascara finding first blood onto Felios. Gets a second onto the Lulu. Make that 3. Triple kill for Mascara. As he looks to secure the 4th, Vedros is going to chase. There's the ultimate. Mascara, quadra kill. He is unstoppable here, and the final player tries to retreat into mid, but Mascara is hungry. He will continue to chase. Mr. Gold with the follow-up. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch this Orion. He's getting speed boost from Yumi. There's the slow. It lands.
Explode.
There's
Oh,
the
the
exhaust. Mascara. It's a pentakill.
Wow. Did not expect that to see on the first showing, the debut showing of this new Texan team. A pentakill by Mascara.
In an
Amazing
activation,
play.
a new role. Picking it up for the first time in league play in NECC. Showing off his skills. Showing off the capabilities of this new champion paired with the Yubi. And it is a pentakill for Tarleton on day number 1 for Mascara.
Just amazing team fight so far. We can see how overextended they went for Gimmick, but he's able to survive long enough for the rest of his team to follow up and be able to get a beautiful clip there for Mascara.
Love to see it. And now Tarleton in full control of this game. Secures the Baron. And they're all going to choose to get in their resets, buy those items. And maybe potentially even look to close this one out here soon. Obviously don't want to speak too soon, but... in a really
Whenever
good
you have
position.
a 10k gold lead, it's very hard to come back from this, especially after you get a pentakill like that. You got all those motions, you're gassed up, and you just get locked in.
Absolutely.
Here you see Mascara's items. He's almost full build, which on Yunara, as we just saw, can just 1v9 and just shred through entire teams.
So yeah, these turrets are being
Rex
forced
has
in.
bot.
Both top and bot tier 1 will finally fall. Mascara in a bit of trouble, but underestimating the damage is Rek'Sai. As one of the frags even going on to the Yumi. Just so much damage coming out of this Yunara. Rek'Sai didn't stand a chance. Could not gap close whatsoever. And now this turret will also
Yeah,
fall.
that Rek'Sai is really strong early on, but as soon as she starts falling off, she falls off pretty hard. And Yunara has her LDR, she has her Infinity Edge, so she's just easily mowing through everyone.
Yeah, I guess you could say one of those champions you don't want to be in a deficit on.
Absolutely.
Kind of to the point of the game where we've gotten to. This Rek'Sai started 5-0, now sitting at 6-5. And man, Malphite just doesn't care. He's just gonna hit this turret. Nice try, Garen. And Tarleton might be looking for the end.
Yeah, with the Baron buff, they're just able to siege. Oh,
Massive
Gimmick
root
almost
landed.
able to
Lulu
take out
is forced
Felios.
out. This final turret is looked to get siege. Gimmick actually taking a lot of tower damage, but it looks like he'll be just fine for now. And yeah, Mascara is relentless in his approach. Even the flash, not enough to save Ori. Mr. Gold goes in. It's a double for Mascara. Make that a triple. Let's see if he secures the final kill. Not quite. The game will end before then, but 15 kills for this Yunara. And an incredible showing from our Tarleton team. They get the win here, and they go 2 in activation.
Wow, some amazing games tonight. This is exactly what you want to see on activation. Already showing amazing signs of synergy and able to play many different team comps. And that pentakill, man. And a 1v2 earlier from Mr. Gold. Tarleton has a lot of players that can have a lot of potential, bring a lot to the team.
I was going to say that. A lot of potential on this roster. And you look at the final stats here. 50k damage for Mascara on the Yunara. An incredible showing here. And that will do it for us tonight. Very excited to see what this team has for us in the upcoming season. And honestly, I just can't wait. Thank you guys for joining us here today. This has been Bjorddd and PowPow. We'll be back next week for some more action. It'll be Overwatch tomorrow on Friday. But this is going to
very
be
excited.
a
Gotta stay
great
tuned
League
for
of
those
Legends
games.
season. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. See y'all next week.
Thank you guys for watching.